A few weeks ago, I, 27F, started chatting more with an acquaintance, 53 meters. I had talked to him before about relationships, but never deeply. Now he entrusted me with some things about his marriage and how it wasn't going very well, not much going on in bed. He kind of blamed it on the time when his kid was still a baby. I shared my opinion on marriage and having kids, and the conversation slowly turned towards my previous relationships and why I currently wasn't in one. I don't really want kids because my career is important to me, plus other reasons, but a big factor is also that sex just isn't my thing. I can't switch off my head as I constantly think about whether I'm doing it right, etc. And I get no pleasure out of it because I hardly ever feel the desire to have sex at all. I don't even want to think about it, and I find naked people disgusting actually. I definitely consider myself to be on the asexual spectrum, or maybe demisexual. Anyway, he then started asking whether it helped me if he gave me more insight on the topic, and said how much he would like to lift the pressure off my shoulders, and that I was probably the only person thinking so much about it. For him, after all, it's the most pleasant thing in the world, and he thinks that I haven't seen it all yet. I told him I didn't think that more insight would help as I made my experiences, and it would never be intuitive for me. I don't even remember saying that this is a problem for me. I said I find it quite a bit disrespectful that he seems to be wanting to force his opinion about it onto me. Then I again mentioned the topic of asexuality and tried to explain the difference to romantic attraction, which I do experience quite a bit more often. To this he responded that he doesn't want to force his opinion onto me, but that a point of view is closely related to experience and insight, and such a proof can be incomplete. I should be open to new insight, and maybe I haven't seen it all yet, or something along the lines. My answer was that I am not up for discussing my personal experience, insight, feelings, or views, as it is my life and I'm no child and have made experiences. I can decide for myself what I want and know best what I need. The only thing I want is for him to accept this. His last response said that he thinks I actually do behave like a child. He sees my reaction as defiance and that I in no way want to allow any discussion. He's never seen such a self-opinionated person as I seem to be, who doesn't let anything get to herself. I'm not going to respond to him anymore, but AITA for not wanting to discuss my opinion about this anymore. I'm at a loss as to where he takes the right to talk to me like that. After all, I also accept his opinion on sex and don't try to convince him from my point of view. Not the idiot dude, he was feeling you out for an affair. Not just feeling it out, but slowly nudging you towards it. He may not have eventually acted on it, but he was definitely already there mentally. And then his reaction about you being self-opinionated is just like some dude in a bar getting mad at you if you won't give him your number or go home with him. Well, you're the one with the problem, you're the unreasonable one. That is a whole lot of gross in that conversation. Not the idiot, and frankly, I wouldn't talk to him anymore either. Not the idiot. He sounds like an absolute creep, not getting what he wants from his wife, so now he's testing the waters with you by talking sex. You have every right to not talk about sex with anyone, and enforcing it then, calling you childish, is because you're not fulfilling his fantasies built up about you. I'd steer clear if I were you. Story Hub. My 29F husband, 26, and I have been married for over a year. We got married during the pandemic and had to postpone our wedding celebration. My husband is not very romantic and did not plan anything special for our proposal. We were camping when he suggested getting married in the city hall the following autumn. Since this was low-key and nothing special, he promised to make a sweet surprise, proposal-like, for me sometime in the future. Anyway, to this day, he never did organize that surprise. The issue arose 2 days ago when his friend called and explained that he intends to propose to his girlfriend in the city we reside. He invited us to go out with them and make some cute videos and photos of the proposal. Initially, I was happy to help until my husband started planning a big over-the-top proposal for his friend. I started feeling disappointed that he did not put this much effort into proposing to me, and I immediately explained to him how I felt. He claims there was just not a right moment and says I am the asshole for not helping him organize this big thing. So I'm asking you, AITA, for not helping organize a perfect proposal for his friend. Not the idiot, but I also want to direct your attention to the absolute basement bar you set for yourself when finding a husband. He is perfectly capable and happy to be romantic, just not with you. You don't rate high enough on his scale of people to get this sort of treatment. Not the idiot. Your husband is inconsiderate, and it's alarming that he didn't put that effort into his proposal for you, but is calling you an asshole immediately when you tell him how it makes you feel. If you're enjoying the video, drop a like. My wife and I are on a budget. We both have decent jobs, but we also have a fair bit of debt. We want to be in a better financial position before we start a family. My wife has a terrible habit of not being entirely truthful about stuff. I will ask her if she picked up groceries for supper, or whether I should stop on the way home, and she will say she got them. Then when I get home, there are no groceries, and she will say that she meant to do it before I got home but forgot. She just got a new phone on Black Friday last year. She is rough on her phone. So we went on Amazon and found a case she liked. We ordered it. I got the delivery notification while I was at work out of town. I asked her if she put the case on her new phone. She said yes. When I got home a couple of days later, I saw the Amazon box unopened, and her new phone had a crack on it already. She said that my call reminded her and she was going to do it, but got busy. She does this constantly. I have asked her to please just be truthful. I had to go out again after I got home to get groceries. I don't really care about that. It is just a pain in the ass to have to leave the house to get them, when I could have stopped at the store on the way home much easier. She complained about her new phone being broken, and we pay the repair out of our budget. It may have gotten broken even with a case on it, but I feel that is unlikely. So now if I ask her a question about something important, I verify the answer. If we have to go somewhere on the weekend, and we need a full tank of gas, I will ask her if she filled it up, or if we need to stop on our way out of town. If she says she filled it, I will ask her for a picture of the fuel gauge. To my complete astonishment, she then texts me that she meant that she would do it before I got home. She says that I am being petty and a jerk for not trusting her word. I don't think that I can trust her about some stuff. I just am sick of having to change plans because she chooses to lie. Not the idiot. Sounds like your wife has ADHD. Doesn't excuse the behavior, but if she hasn't been diagnosed, you too should look into that. In the meantime, stop taking on the burden created by her lack of follow-through, which is a nicer way of framing her behavior than calling it dishonesty, if we give her the benefit of the doubt that she truly planned to do these things. If she says she picked up groceries for dinner, but you get home and she hasn't, don't just go to the store. Have her go to the store. You can also change the way you frame certain questions. Instead of, "Did you stop for groceries for supper?" ask, "Who is responsible for getting groceries for supper tonight near you?" Instead of, "Did you fill up the tank?" ask, "Which one of us is going to make sure we have a full tank of gas before we leave for the weekend?" If she says that she will take on the responsibility, leave her to it. Even if that means her having to go to the store after you get home, or her getting up early to go get gas before you two leave. Now your wife needs TTHRAPD. I would put money on there being some kind of trauma behind this, tells people a task has been completed when she only intends to complete it behavior. That's a learned survival strategy. Story Hub.